The Facebook papers may be the biggest crisis in the company's history. The publication of the journal's Facebook files, which raised concerns about the impact of Instagram on teen girls, among other issues, prompted a Senate subcommittee hearing with Facebook head of Global Safety Antigone Davis. Haugen herself then testified before the Senate subcommittee, during which she said she believes that Facebook's products harm children, stoke division, and weaken our democracy. There's currently no end in sight for Facebook's troubles. Members of the subcommittee have called for Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg to testify. And on Friday, another former Facebook employee anonymously filed a complaint against the company to the SEC, with allegations similar to Haugen's. Facebook has dealt with scandals over its approach to data privacy, content moderation, and competitors before. But the vast trove of documents, and the many stories surely still to come from it, touch on concerns and problems across seemingly every part of its business. Its approach to combating hate speech and misinformation, managing international growth, protecting younger users on its platform, and even its ability to accurately measure the size of its massive audience.
All of this raises an uncomfortable question for the company. Is Facebook actually capable of managing the potential for real-world harms from its staggeringly large platforms, or has the social media giant has become too big not to fail? Facebook tries to turn the page. Facebook, for its part, has repeatedly tried to discredit Haugen, and said her testimony and reports on the documents mischaracterize its actions and efforts. Instead, Facebook is now reportedly planning to rebrand itself under a new name as early as this week, as the wave of critical coverage continues. The move appears to be a clear attempt to turn the page, but a fresh coat of paint won't fix the underlying issues outlined in the documents. Only Facebook, or whatever it may soon be called, can do that. Take the example of a report published by the Journal on September 16 that highlighted internal Facebook research about a violent Mexican drug cartel, known as Cartel Jalisco Nueva Generation. The cartel was said to be using the platform to post violent content and recruit new members using the acronym CJNG, even though it had been designated internally as one of the dangerous individuals and organizations whose content should be removed. Facebook told the Journal at the time that it was investing in artificial intelligence to bolster its enforcement against such groups. Haugen has suggested Facebook's failure to fix such problems is in part because it prioritizes profit over societal good, and, in some cases, because the company lacks the capacity to put out its many fires at once. Facebook is extremely thinly staffed, and this is because there are a lot of technologists that look at what Facebook has done and their unwillingness to accept responsibility, and people just aren't willing to work there, Haugen said in a briefing with the Facebook Papers Consortium last week. So they have to make very, very, very intentional choices on what does or doesn't get accomplished. Facebook has invested a total of $13 billion since 2016 to improve the safety of its platforms, according to the company's spokesperson. The spokesperson also said Facebook has 40,000 people working on the safety and security on our platform, including 15,000 people who review content in more than 70 languages, working in more than 20 locations all across the world to support our community. We have also taken down over 150 networks seeking to manipulate public debates since 2017, and they have originated in over 50 countries, with the majority coming from more focused outside of the US, the spokesperson said. Our track record shows that we crack down on abuse outside the US with the same intensity that we apply in the US. Still, the documents suggest that the company has much more work to do to eliminate all of the many harms outlined in the documents, and to address the unintended consequences of Facebook's unprecedented reach and integration into our daily lives. An uncertain future. In the meantime, the company appears to be quickly losing trust, not only among some of its users and regulators, but internally, as well. Several of the internal documents point to concerns among Facebook employees about the company's actions, including one December 2020 post on Facebook's internal site about attrition on the company's integrity team, in which an employee notes in a comment, "Our recent pulse results show confidence in leadership has declined across the company." The internal post came after Facebook's civic integrity team was broken up following the presidential election and its staff assigned to other roles within the company, a move that Haugen criticized but that Facebook Vice President of Integrity Guy Rosen has said was done so that the incredible work pioneered for elections could be applied even further. Their work continues to this day. And on Thursday, Facebook's independent oversight board accused the company of not being fully forthcoming on the details of its cross-check program that reportedly shielded millions of VIP users from the social media platform's normal content moderation rules. The good news for Facebook: Haugen, and the team supporting her, aren't aiming to shut down or break up the company. During her Senate testimony, Haugen repeatedly told lawmakers that she was there because she believes in Facebook's potential for good, if the company is able to address its serious issues. Haugen even said she would work for Facebook again, if given the chance. She suggested that Congress give the company the chance to declare moral bankruptcy and we can figure out how to fix these things together. What remains to be seen is how much Facebook will change in response to the revelations from current and future whistleblowers, especially if its advertising-fueled business continues to chug along unimpeded, as it has so far. Will it agree to the kind of transparency and cooperation that Haugen, regulators, and others have called for? Or will it simply continue with business as usual under a new name?
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.